On a chilly autumn afternoon, Ava was sorting through her grandmother's belongings in an old dusty attic. The task was bittersweet. Her grandmother had passed away a month earlier, and now it was up to her to organize everything left behind. She dusted off a chest hidden beneath old quilts and scarves. It looked ancient, the wood darkened and weathered, with intricate floral patterns carved into its surface. Ava hesitated but finally opened it, and there inside were stacks of envelopes tied with a red ribbon, each one handwritten in the same flowing script. She realized with a start that these were love letters, written by someone named William. She had no idea who William was. He wasn't her grandfather. Curiosity overwhelmed her. She carefully untied the ribbon and began to read the first letter. "Dearest Lydia," it began. Ava's grandmother's name had been Lydia. She continued reading, captivated by William's words. He described his longing to see her again, the nights he spent thinking of her, and the dreams they had once shared. As she moved from letter to letter, a pattern began to emerge. William and Lydia had been deeply in love, but for reasons she couldn't piece together yet, they had been separated. The letters spoke of their secret meetings, shared promises, and dreams of a future that, heartbreakingly, they knew would likely never come. Each letter seemed to peel back layers of a life her grandmother had never spoken about. Ava felt like she was stepping into a hidden world, one filled with passion, heartache, and a mystery she was determined to solve. One particular letter caught her attention. William wrote, "If you ever find this, know that every letter was a promise, every word a piece of my soul. I never stopped loving you." Ava's hands trembled as she continued reading, feeling the intensity of his words. That night, Ava couldn't sleep. The letters haunted her, whispering stories of a love that had been lost to time. She decided she needed to know who William was. The next day, she visited the local library, hoping to uncover any information about a man who might have known her grandmother. After hours of searching, she found an old town registry from the 1950s. William Edwards. There he was, a name she'd only learned yesterday, but now felt intimately connected to. She saw he had worked as a pianist at a nearby jazz club in the 1950s. Her heart raced. She had found a piece of him in the real world. Ava went to the jazz club, which had become a quaint cafe in recent years, hoping to find anyone who might remember William. An elderly man was sitting at the counter, and she decided to take a chance. She showed him a photograph she had found in the chest, a faded picture of William and Lydia laughing in each other's arms. The man recognized William instantly. "Oh, that's William Edwards," he said with a sad smile. They called him the Nightingale. Played the piano like his heart was on fire, always lost in his own world. There was only one person he'd smile for, though, a young lady who used to come in every Friday night. The man's words filled in the missing pieces of the story. William and Lydia had shared a love that transcended their world, and though fate had kept them apart, it hadn't managed to extinguish their feelings. Ava returned home, the letters held close to her chest. She felt like she knew her grandmother in a way she'd never known before, as someone who had once loved deeply, intensely. From then on, every time she saw an old letter or a faded photograph, she thought of William and Lydia, a love story etched in hidden words kept alive by the power of memory.